Today I'm going to be giving you a closer look at this slow feeder dog bowl from Coomazy. This is Mayor Product Reviews. I was definitely willing and excited to give this slow feeder bowl a try because my beagle Ruby inhales her food like she's a vacuum cleaner from the second that we pour it into her bowl. I'm not sure that she's even chewing. And while it's kind of funny, eating too fast can result in her sometimes gagging or choking a little bit on her food, and I can't imagine that it's too good for her to eat at that pace. She's swallowing way more air when she's doing that, and I'm sure that it's causing more bloating for her. And while that gas in her stomach is a little bit funny while she's farting, it is something that probably doesn't feel too good for her. Now, the only way for me to really slow her down would be to pour in a tiny bit at a time and force her to wait in between pieces of food, but who has time to stand and do that? So I figured that I would give this a try and see if number one, it worked to slow her down, and number two, she liked it. That rather funny looking bottom is a suction cup so that it will grip onto the surface where your bowl is sitting. Now, you have to really forcibly, on most places, pull on it in order to get it up. I've noticed that on my table it suctions really well, but on my textured LVP flooring, it really doesn't suction too well, but my dog's entertained by this bowl and not trying to tip it. I'm sure if you had some kind of mat to lay down that it would grip to, and on some flooring that has a little bit more shine to it and isn't quite as textured and dull as my floor is, it might actually stick better. I don't find this to be a problem, however, because she might scoot the bowl around while she's trying to get food out, but she's never trying to pick it up and dump it out. The only thing that's really less than ideal about this bowl for me is that it's a little bit more tricky to clean. Does it wash clean very easily in the sink? Yes, but of course when you have an open smooth surface, that's much easier to clean, and here you kind of have to clean in all these areas. It does come with a cleaning brush, however, to make that easier, so it just takes a couple minutes to take that brush and scrub in all those nooks and crannies. Is it worth it to slow my dog down? Probably. Let's see how Ruby responds to this bowl. Ruby is anxiously awaiting her typical feeding, and she finds this is anything but typical. In fact, she stops to look at me to say, "Wait, where's my food?" Before I point out, it's here, in this new bowl. She wastes no time getting to work, trying to get into all those nooks and crannies. She really has to work her tongue and work her brain to get around and get all of that food. At first, I thought she would be kind of annoyed or upset with us for giving her food in this way when she just wants to get to business and eat it, but then I realized my dog really doesn't mind a challenge. In fact, over Christmas, she was more than happy to use her time when she smelled candy in a family member's backpack to sit and carefully pull at the zipper until she got it opened up and then pull out a bag and chew through it so that she could get to chocolate. She is unusually motivated by her stomach, so a challenge is really not unwelcome with her. While I mentioned before that this bowl doesn't quite suction very well to my floors, you'll see that it's not moving around on Ruby that much. If she takes her paw and tries to push it, which she will do later, you'll see that she can scoot it around, but this silicone material just kind of sits still, so when she's right over top of it eating, you don't see it sliding or moving around on her. It's definitely not annoying. It stays put, and she can just kind of venture and find that food. I actually think that she likes this. And we found that she prefers this bowl because we have all of her bowls still sitting there. Her water bowl, her regular food bowl, and this bowl. And when we go and get food, she typically runs to her bowl and points to it with her nose to tell us to put it in there. She has started pointing to this bowl, so she definitely enjoys using it. It's slowing her down, it's giving her mental stimulation, and it's like a game for her every time that she eats. She really enjoys feeding time. What dog doesn't? But it's like her favorite, most exciting time of the day, and now we are prolonging that for her because it's usually over in an instant. And now, while we sit and eat at the table, she's kind of still playing around, eating in her bowl. Normally, if I were to record Ruby eating, it wouldn't take so long, but with this bowl, it actually is, so let's speed it up a little bit. And there we have it. She's finally finished, but she has to make sure. Lift it up, make sure there's no food around it. We don't want to miss anything. I actually find that when she's finished eating, she spends more time just hanging out towards her food bowl because she's got to lick every nook and cranny clean and make sure she hasn't left any crumbs behind. As a result of her using this for about a month, we're finding some positive things. She eats way more slowly. She gags and chokes while she's eating, way less, if ever at all, and we find her to be less gassy. Also, she enjoys it. Eating is more like a game for her that keeps her mind occupied. It's a puzzle, so to speak, and a meal, two of her favorite things. I got this food bowl on Amazon, and as usual, you can find the link for this in my write-up below. I'm showing the pink color, which I love. It also comes in avocado green, light blue, and orange. Also, this is the large size. Thanks for joining Ruby and I here at Mare Product Reviews. If you love dog reviews like this one and you want to see more dog products, hit that like button to let me know. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the notification bell so you don't miss a single review. See you guys next time.